we have this belief, a very deep belief, that I am separate from what I am doing. That these are two different things. But from at least a Buddhist perspective, that's absurd. We do this all the time. If I go to a party, not that I do this, but I could. If I went to a party and people were dancing, and someone said, oh, come on and dance. First is what's going to happen is I'm going to say, I don't really dance. I'm not someone who dances. And they'll say, oh, you have to dance. So maybe I get pulled onto the floor. And I'm dancing. And even as I'm dancing, I'm saying to the person across from me, I really don't dance. We say this with a straight face. But it's ridiculous. Of course I dance. Who is this person that I think doesn't dance? Who is this story that I'm carrying around? Who is that character, and why do I think that that character is somehow more real than the one who is dancing? But we do this all the time. I wouldn't usually do something like that. I wouldn't do that, but that person did that. It was interesting. We limit ourselves in this way every day. Because we have a story about what we do and do not do. I'm someone who does this a lot. Oh, good. I don't do this kind of thing. So usually we never get to the dance floor. Because we decided a year ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 30 years ago, that I don't do that. It's very strange. When I was a kid, I hated Brussels sprouts. Hated them. I think that's natural as a kid. And it took until I got married to eat Brussels sprouts again. And there was actually someone that I loved and trusted and maybe feared just a little bit. Saying, no, eat them. And I ate them and I discovered they were delicious. But if it had not been for her, I still today would never have eaten Brussels sprouts. Not since I was probably 10 years old. And I would have this story. Well, I'm someone who I don't like Brussels sprouts. And the I that I'm identifying with is someone who got up every Saturday morning to watch cartoons. That's the person that I'm letting control my behavior right now. That is the person that I'm letting define me and hold me back. It's amazing, our capacity for this. So even just that is a pretty interesting reason, I think, a pretty compelling reason to explore what it means to act fully. Because we hesitate. We hesitate all the time. Not for any real reason. Someone says, would you give a speech? It's like, no. I don't do that. You should ask this person over here, because she does that. I'm a type. She's a type. It's easier that way. But there's more to this. Because it's not just that it's limited. It's not just that the story about who I am has placed limitations on what I can do. It's that this story about who I am is irrelevant. Who am I? And what am I doing? Well, right now, I'm sitting here in front of all of you. And I'm speaking. I can tell myself all sorts of stories about this. And I can do it while I'm talking. because I can multitask. So I can say, well, I'm the Zen priest, and I'm talking. And I'm the Zen priest that's beating, so there's this other kind of drama to the story, right? Because this is my last talk, and so I can feel, you know, the weight of that. And there's music playing, it's a little song. And then I can tell this story about who all of you are in relationship to me. But the fact is that none of that makes me better at doing what I'm doing. I can say, well, I'm the guy from Montana. But that doesn't really help me with what I'm doing. What I'm doing is, I'm speaking. In this moment, the fact that yesterday I did something else is really not very important. I can't say that it really defines me at all. I'm defined, if I'm defined at all, by what I'm doing now. I can only be who I am now. I cannot be someone else. And I say it, and it's so simple, but I have to say it again. I can only be who I am in the present moment. It is literally impossible for me to be anyone but that. How would it work? How can I do what I'm doing and not be the person who's doing that? And so I am self-defining. On the simplest level, it's who am I? I'm the one who's speaking. But it works the other way too. Speaking, this action, in this moment, is who I am. What else am I carrying?